And we're live. It is the Saturday afternoon podcast because it's a podcast, motherfucking podcast. It's our Saturday and it's the afternoon. How are you guys doing? Just one guy? All right, that's fine. I'll try to be entertaining for you, man. I don't know who you are, whoever you are. All right, so I'm betting that pretty much everybody are outside. Fucking great days. Tough to believe that we're actually on April. By the way, before I start, I want to say, oh shit, hey Pete, how you doing, man? Hey man, Facebook user, I'm betting it's Luigi because it's usually is. All right, I hope you guys doing great. All right, so yeah, it's tough to believe that it's actually April because that got to be like I'm 32 years old. I'm not that old, but it's old enough to have seen a lot of fucking April month, and then I've been out of Bécamo like for what 10 years, and this is the first time that I can get out on April and feeling like it's summer. It's fucking crazy. But you see, that's where you see there's no fucking justice in this world because that's the best fucking April month of April I ever had in my life. But I'm stuck inside after 8 p.m. That's getting ridiculous, guys. That's getting fucking ridiculous. Like basically, what's infuriating with the whole thing is they treat us like fucking kids, but it never changed my fucking diaper. So I'm just a guy waiting for his kid to wake up from his nap to go rake the fall leaves. Yeah, basically Luigi. Okay, that's cool. I know you're Luigi. You don't need to give me those fucking riddles. It's fine. I know you have kids, Luigi. It's okay. It's all right. We're cool. All right. About to hear what? About to head to after this. Oh, okay. So yeah, try to not make it that long so you spend your whole fucking evening inside listening to a guy with a shitty accent trying to speak a second language. All right. So yeah, 2 minutes in, it's starting to be a bit long and cringy. So I'm gonna get my guests. So my guest today is people that Victoria is person that I've been working with for a long time. We started with a writing session, and now we're working on a podcast called The Dirty Four. Same here. Oh, there you go. So waiting for me to finish. I'm going to. I'm not going to waste your time with stupid shit. All right. So Victoria, I've been working with her for a long time. She has been starting a lot of side project, which is fucking cool of her. And she started lately something called the Quiz Whores with Thompson. The more you talk, the more you'll get better, dude. I know, right? All right. So with Thompson, basically the Quiz Whore, it's a podcast that I never listened to be. Oh, they left the shit in the diaper. Yeah, it's Quebec, man. Public service in Quebec. That's a diaper full of shit. That's what it is. That's the perfect symbols of like public fucking service. All right, so I'm going to present the guest and stop being ADD for once. All right, so the crew of the fucking Quiz Whores, like they're here. They're going to sell their shit, and there you go. So fucking Victoria and fucking Thompson. There you go.
Hey,
How you fuckers doing?
You went
good.
that oh so hard. You're like horse.
Horse.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really trying my best to not fuck the pronunciation. Like there's like two words in your fucking name. That'd be quite something if I still manage to fuck half of it.
Oh man, but it's that English R. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Hor.
Not so
You
much.
fucking
Kind of
horse.
remind me like the. It's because I try to say it like I talk Chinese. Like oh, Stephanie Murga. Hey man, how you doing? Man to a girl. Okay, I feel stupid. All right, whatever. No, I try to say it like I'm speaking Chinese, like ni hao, for example. So, like I say whore, but I do it way over the top, like it.
A Chinese accent.
Whore.
Yeah, whore. Oh,
Whore.
so basically,
Wait, can you speak Chinese too?
a little bit.
Oh wow,
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, there's
that's
some
probably a
stuff.
lot more than me.
Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah, Chinese it's tough because of the tones. Because depending of how you say the stuff, like the tones, it's make it really hard to say.
Yeah.
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 All right. So, guys, I know that you're on Quiz Horror. You're both working on it. Elevator pitch. What it is actually the Quiz Horror. What I'm supposed to expect when I open it and watch it.
See, you come. Okay, you want to go? Go ahead.
No, you go. Go.
All right, you coming down to Quiz
For
Horrors.
fuck's
You're
sake.
gonna
Okay,
see
I
us.
find like the two most polite hosts So that's basically 2 hours of you go first and you go first.
We're
No, dude,
honoring our Canadian heritage,
that's
okay?
that's funny because like after our first episode, Victoria said to me, I talked to my mom and she was like, "You guys are too polite to each other. Like why?" Like after watching like her and Claudio just like tear each other down every week.
She's like, "This is too smooth. I can't watch this." I'm like, "Okay, sorry."
All
Okay, so
right,
quiz whores, you come in, you watch us take quizzes. We have different quizzes every week. Like BuzzFeed, Queen Dom, and you learn a little bit about us, and then you can take the quizzes with us and tell us in the chat. It's lots of fun.
Yeah, we found out that I am a pug at heart.
Yeah, that's true. You
I'm
took it
also-
twice
that
and got
fucking
pugged.
means to be a pug at heart.
It's just like because we did a quiz and it's like, what dog is your personality? And apparently,
Yeah.
I'm a pug.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't agree with it, but go on.
Me too, right? They're just disgusting. They just fart and they can't breathe. Like, how am I?
I actually didn't know what a pug was, but now you're saying that.
Hey,
That's perfectly
Like you're not disproving this point.
Yeah, there you go. And what did you get, Tom? What kind of dog you are?
What dog? You know what? Did I?
yeah,
What
you
dog
got
did
the
I get?
husky.
The
The
husky. I
husky.
did. The
Oh
husky.
no,
yeah.
the French poodle. French poodle.
Right.
It's not exactly
yeah.
the same type of dog, so it's fucking.
No, it was your boyfriend got the
The
husky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got the French poodle because we did it live on air.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
We do
yeah,
them live, yeah. And then we also did which royal you are, and I got
Yeah.
baby Charlotte, and he got
Yeah.
Prince Philip.
I did. I just died.
so
It's-
basically, okay, yeah, you just died, and basically you have no personality because it's a baby. What can he does?
Well,
Right? Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
You're innocent and not racist.
yeah, I'm the
Yes,
only
and I'm
one
not
that's
racist
cute and
yet.
not racist. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so
Because
much.
don't forget,
there's
it's
lots
the
of time.
royal family. Gonna be raised by some like 90 years old fucking old lady that actually believe that our only the whole reason for her to have that fucking job is like bloodline. So
Yeah,
Right?
it's because they're chosen by God.
What a
Yeah,
sweet deal that
exactly.
is.
and
They have
people
so
are,
much
and
money.
we're supposed to be like, oh, they're racist, they're not progressive.
Shocker, right?
It's so weird.
So how do you guys come up with the idea of quiz whore?
Well, one day Victoria, she posted on the Facebook that she was looking to start another podcast, and so I messaged her. I'm like, yeah, let's do a podcast. And she was like, yeah, we'll totally do that. And it was her idea actually. She was like, I have this idea for doing it with quizzes because I've never seen anyone do it with quizzes before. And I was like, that's a killer idea because we could do that every fucking week forever and would never run out of
for sure.
ideas.
Also, I love doing quizzes, and like people don't like doing quizzes with me, so I thought it would be like a fun podcast.
Not only quizzes.
What?
Just before we keep going, Jean-François, welcome, man. Thanks for listening. All right, so so basically, okay, so you had because you like doing quizzes, and Victoria has a podcast idea for per week.
Yeah,
so
and I love the idea. That's
it's
a
a
lot
great
of fun.
fucking idea. Like I never watch it. I know you were doing something, so I was
Mhm.
like, I never watch it. I like to ask them, and let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
There you go.
basically. Perfect.
All right, so do you have any guests sometime, or how does it work?
We haven't, but like it's a possibility. I
Yeah,
mean,
that'd be
it could
cool to
fun.
redo those old quizzes you have been doing,
Yeah.
but with
Although-
somebody else.
That's
One-
true, yeah.
Yeah.
One idea we've been kicking around is to like make our own quizzes because you can make your own quizzes.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck,
Yeah.
So like which quiz whore are you? Like
Yeah.
Tom or Victoria?
Tom or Victoria.
Yeah.
I'd
Are
wait-
you?
I'd wait for a bit longer to establish your personality, so people
Yeah.
like expect some stuff and some quirks.
Exactly.
All right.
Quirky.
Okay, cool. So okay, and where can I see that? Like Facebook, Twitch, YouTube.
YouTube, Facebook, but I recommend just going on the YouTube channel and subscribing. That's what I would recommend doing.
And join the Facebook group.
Yeah, join the Facebook group.
I
Cool,
saw
cool.
Joey. You joined the Facebook group the other day. Thank you.
Did I do that?
Woohoo.
Yeah.
And I
Aw.
didn't. And to be
Hey,
honest, I
believe
didn't watch
in us.
anything.
You're just clicking buttons. You're just not
Yeah.
even.
No, but sometimes what I do is I just likes random shit on Facebook on whatever just to fuck with the algorithm.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you anyways.
There you go.
Jeez.
But I actually I remember now you said that I remember I did it. So if I remember I did it, that means that there were purpose behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't just like,
Cards
this is
Against
never
Humanity,
something
that
I
would be
would
fun.
like, so I'm just fucking with the
Oh
algorithm.
fuck, guys! You should do Cards Against Humanity for real, for real. If you want to do, are you gonna like switch to board game at some point, like Cards Against Humanity or like that?
I mean, maybe if the pandemic ends, I feel like cards. Okay, correct me if I've never played Cards Against Humanity. I've only
Yeah.
seen
Really?
photos and stuff. It seems kind of a lazy way to make jokes. It's kind of like premise, punchline. Just put them together. It'll do something funny.
Hey,
You
that's
can-
my
you can
liner
get-
structures.
Sorry.
You can get
Fuck off.
creative with them. Like you can. It depends. Like
Yeah,
I've seen the original box stuff so many times that it's kind of just like, there's nothing left there. But they keep coming out with expansions, and the more expansions you have, the more you can kind of like cross-pollinate different ideas. Like,
I see.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Maybe
The point
make
is
your
not to win
own.
or to make the best joke ever. It's just to fucking have fun. So sometimes you have like cards that are absolutely ridiculous. You don't know what the fuck to do with it, and you have the right premise for it, so you can.
it just comes
fuck
up.
around.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
exactly. And the fun of it too is, you know, especially when you're playing with friends, is you kind of get to learn like, okay, this person likes really political stuff. This person, if it's about a dog, they'll always pick it, or whatever.
True, but also you can put them out of their comfort zone. Like if somebody makes way too much fucking political jokes, you never get anything political. So how can you do it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to try something else. But there's another game I fucking like. It's Pick Your Poison.
What
I
is
haven't heard of that one.
Oh, it's a fun game. Like I have the NSFW version that I brought at work, and since I'm French, I don't know what it means, but I've learned at work it means not safe for work. So
Yeah. So you brought it to work.
yeah, exactly.
I learned from my boss. Apparently, it's not safe for work.
Yeah, according to the HR, I'm not supposed to bring that at work. So
That's
the card
hysterical.
is you have like two choices. Like it's always stuff like eating horse dicks or getting all your browsing history broadcast on the internet.
Ooh.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. And you have and
Let's not do that.
you have
Or
okay,
horse
so
dicks all day.
basically you
I
have
think
cards
I
in your
would eat a horse dick.
You think you
Oh, I know
will
you
eat
would.
a horse dick rather than seeing your browsing history online?
Yeah. What
The
about?
fuck you do with your internet?
I would definitely. I just.
But no one would know that I ate the horse dick.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the point of the game actually. Like you have somebody that pick two cards, and that has to be really tough to choose. So people will ask question. Okay, so if you say horse dick, what do you mean? Do I have to do the deep throat, or can I just suck the tip? That kind of
have to
stuff, right?
You can't do the deep throat with a horse dick. It's too big.
I thought
I
you
know,
meant like
that's
cook
the point
it
of the question.
and eat it like piece by piece.
Yeah.
Oh, well then I would definitely eat a horse. No, wait, I'm vegan. No,
Yeah,
this is a real thinker.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
it is. And if too many and the point system, the way it works is if
I just saw
everybody
what Peter wrote.
BHC, what is that BHC?
BHC, big horse cock.
Big horse cock. Okay, yeah, from BBC to BHC.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. All right.
Oh,
I know that you guys are both comedian. Tom, I didn't know too much about your comedy before the world's smallest open mic. Good job, by the way. When did you start?
Like doing Zoom shows. Like I've never actually done a live show before.
Okay, so you
I'm
never
very
did an
excited.
actual show in front of people.
No,
Okay.
not doing comedy. Like I've done other stuff, like in politics. You kind of get up. It's basically
Yeah.
a big joke. So it's
Oh yeah, it's a performance. It's a performance for sure. But
exactly.
have you been like ever do anything theater or that kind of
Oh, yeah,
stuff?
yeah. I did lots
Cool.
of theater, like in high school, and I took courses in university for theater and stuff like that too. So I've done like public speaking.
Okay, so
That's good.
man,
Yeah.
you're going to be fine in front of an actual crowd. So because
Oh yeah,
because most comedian I know that's starting out, and that's true for me, and I think for Victoria too. Never did anything like on stage. I never hold a mic in my hand before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so basically I had to learn how to hold the fucking thing,
Yeah.
and how to stand on a stage, what I can do on a stage, what I cannot do on a stage, how to move around just to be in the light. You already know that, so you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I mean, it's seeming so far away right now, but at some point, I can't wait to be able to get on a stage.
Right, and you, Victoria, I know that you start at the Nest because I believe I was there, but what actually was a triggering that got you started in comedy?
The last push, because I feel like it's a lot of little moments where you're like, oh, I should do this, or like this is nice, or like you revolve around comedy.
Yeah.
But the last push was like I heard one of my favorite comedians say in an interview that like they had mental health issues, and that just a way to describe the lifestyle of like comedy. I'm like, oh, so like I don't have to not do things that I like because I have mental health issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't have to let that hold me back. I can still, because for some reason this is so dumb, but I thought that all those comedians were like super organized and really professional and like really like on point. But then I realized like, oh no, they're all fucked up like me. Like maybe I can do this.
They're all procrastinators and
this is actually a great segue because I was at the library yesterday and I got the definitive guide to an unpredictable career in comedy. That's by the guy, he was like an editor for The Onion. And he has a list of the 7 traits of highly successful comedy people.
Yeah.
I'll read them out for you. Number 1, self-doubt. Number 2, excellent procrastination skills.
Cool.
3, fear of the unknown. 4, laziness. 5, fear of failure. 6, poor planning. 7, a need to express something to the world.
Perfect.
Like,
I always felt like comedian are the kind of people like we have an urge to put something in the world, but we suck at so many things. Like everything artistic, we're good at nothing. We're not good actors. We're not good. We're to draw. We're suck at this. We have ideas of sketches and we have ideas of fucking web comics, but we have no fucking idea how to do
no
it.
follow through.
Yeah, exactly. And we're procrastinators, so we're like, okay, I'm going to take drawing lessons so I can start a web comic, but that never starts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he says also one line that caught my eye was, this book, along with the 7 traits of highly successful comedy people, will give you some of the inspiration you need to start forging your life in comedy, or so I hope. Besides, if you're anything like me or the people in this book, you can't do anything else. I was like, yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah, can you imagine like a fucking Louis C.K. in a software development environment?
Oh, gross. As a teacher or something.
Not a teacher, but like one of the programmer. Like his can you imagine like a Louis C.K. like, and Mike Judge, he was a software developer and he said fuck to all this and he went to do whatever he was doing. Like I think he was working on King of the Hill, but also Silicon Valley.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's always been my problem is I would be in other jobs basically doing stand-up routines. Like I'd be like a cashier just like riffing lines with the people, and it's like, well, that's not professional. It's like, oh right, I shouldn't be doing this. This is not my calling.
But did you have you guys ever had like a minimum wage job?
Oh yeah. My first job was at a McDonald's.
And what was your job at McDonald's? A cashier, cook?
Yeah, I was a cashier. Actually, this one time, this was the McDonald's in the West Edmonton Mall. Are you familiar?
No, I'm new to Montreal.
Oh, it's West Edmonton Mall it used to be in the 80s the biggest mall in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the roller coaster and stuff.
Yeah, it's got an indoor theme park, a water park. There's a boat in there. Yeah.
I know that in Quebec City they have something like that.
Yeah. And I was working at the McDonald's, and so doing cash. And then when things aren't busy, you go and clean tables. And I'm out cleaning tables. And one day, this dude comes up to me. He's like, I just want to let you know that someone took a shit on the floor in the bathroom.
Oh fuck!
Thank you.
So I go to the toilet.
How do you say thank you? Was it you?
No, but I just like
in
response to the guy, like, I just want to let you know, like, why.
Like, part of me is thinking this is the guy that took the shit, and he's telling me,
knowing that it's like, hey, by the way, somebody shit on the floor.
Well, and the worst part about it was I go in there, and the shit, it was literally beside the toilet. like someone like hunkered down right next to a toilet and just dropped a full-size shit on the floor.
Jesus Christ.
Was it like a diarrhea, like a soupy shit?
No, it was a very solid piece.
So it was
like,
there was no emergency
Actual
there.
piece of shit.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was, and it was circular and curly. And,
Oh, okay, yeah, like
Yeah.
he actually did a cartoon shit.
yeah, like soft serve. Like,
Okay.
Was it a maybe
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
a
solid.
maybe it was a prank. You got
No, no.
Yeah,
pranked.
it looks,
I
it
know
really
for-
looks like prank shit.
I know for sure it wasn't a prank because I went and I told my manager, and he was like, "Listen,
He took
I'm gonna need you to clean that shit up."
he went down side of the shit, took a piece of it. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
actual
that's
human
shit.
feces. Yeah. It's like shit, tastes like shit. Yeah, it's shit.
Yeah, no, it was definitely shit because I cleaned it up and it had the feel and consistency of real human feces.
Cool.
I know.
Fuck.
That's
What about
funny.
you? What about you?
Ever had
Victoria?
that kind of story, Victoria?
Yeah.
That I cleaned up a stranger's shit on the floor.
No, a minimum
Yeah.
wage job. What's what Joey asked?
Yeah, I've had minimum wage jobs, but like nothing exciting ever happens in those.
Okay.
No.
I was working night shift in a couche-tard in Bécamo, and you would expect like nothing ever happens, but yeah, there were a lot of shit happening. And one of these nights, that was one of the last night I worked there because I moved to Quebec City, and there were a guy running off the fucking bathroom with his fucking mouth like that, and he told me, "Hey, somebody did a fucking mess in there." So,
Oh, no. Also,
and I'm not shitting you, okay? It's true. I'm not trying like to like overdo it with the shit story of Tom, but like for real, they wear shit everywhere. They wear shit on the ground. They wear shit in the fucking like sink. They wear shit on the wall.
Were
wear
they
shit-
like, was the person like, was there finger marks or like?
I didn't spend the time to analyze it because when I saw that, I almost puked. And I went for
Right.
like 15 minutes in the always to the bathroom, like trying to not puke because I'm like, that's going to be so much worse if I even fucking puke. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to collect myself and spend the night cleaning it. And the thing that sucks with that is there were customers still coming because, you know,
Oh.
yeah. So I had like, just like there were people trying to get to the bathroom. I'm like, no, there's shit everywhere. Like usually if they say they cannot go there, they will argue. So I needed to explain to them that there's
You
shit
don't
everywhere.
wanna-
Yeah, and they didn't believe me. They just thought I was lazy. I didn't want it to manage it, and I'm like, okay, your funeral. So I let them go get in.
Go
Like,
ahead.
Fuck, what
Go
the
ahead.
fuck's wrong with you? I told you.
How could you let me in here?
What do you think
Motherfucker.
happened to the person? You say there's shit everywhere. Like they're like a loose hose or something. They're just shitting like
Just bent over and spray shit on the wall.
Just
Yeah,
twirling
it's like
around.
almost, I'm not sure it's a Chinese squatting that has a violent diarrhea, but I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like if you can just imagine like where the shit was all around, right? All around except the fucking toilet bowl.
Ugh.
You'll be like, no, there's no. I cannot imagine all that happened.
maybe someone because I need to know why. Okay, maybe
Okay, yeah.
someone made like a little artisanal bomb covered in
shit?
shit and then wanted to see if it worked, so they threw it in the bathroom and,
And
it
it
just
did.
Okay,
Actually,
so that's the brown terrorist.
yeah, so they can try it on someone they hate later. Like this was a trial run of,
this reminds me of a story. I went to school for
This
journalism.
podcast is going to shit. Okay, go on.
Oh yeah, no, it actually is going to shit because I'm about to tell
I never
another shit
claimed
story.
it's gonna be something more elevated than bathroom shit. Go on.
So I did an interview because I went to school for journalism.
Yeah.
And I did an interview with this guy who had spent like a bunch of years in prison, and he told us stories about they would do this thing called shit bombing,
Yeah.
where they would shit like in like a Ziploc bag
Mhm.
and like mix it all up with like piss or whatever, and then you would go to like someone's cell that you hate, and you would slip the top of it under the door and then just step on it, and it would just spray shit
I
all in
see.
their place. Yeah, this is something they did to people.
That's very creative.
Right? He was
Also-
creative because he made little cars out of cardboard pieces. That was
that's
why we
cool.
interviewed him.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so gross though.
Right.
So, which quiz do you did cover until then? Like which one you did, which one you're planning to do in the near future.
Oh,
What?
next week we're doing
Hey, understand.
which I totally I heard it. I got it out of context. Uh, next week we're doing which vampire is your soulmate,
What?
and like which vampire.
It's a real
you know,
quiz. Which vampire is your soulmate?
Yeah, I'm gonna find out which vampire is my soulmate, and then
Good afternoon. I
Victoria.
hope you have a good podcast. No,
What's
it's
up,
going.
Captain
No, it's
Yomo?
a shitty podcast. It's the shittiest podcast of the internet.
You missed all the shit talk.
It has
Yeah,
been a lot of shit so
now
far.
we're back in business. All right, so the vampire one. So okay, so
Yeah.
is it what kind of vampire? Like it's gonna output less that and stuff like that, or just like
Yeah.
fucking Twilight? Oh, less that is into.
It's I think I'm pretty sure it's like from a bunch of different IPs. So I'm
Yeah.
sure there's
I
going to be
hope so.
Buffy in there. There's going to be
Mm.
Interview with the Vampire. Probably Twilight. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that there's what we do in the shadow vampires in there.
Oh, that should be.
So good.
I never watch it. Like what is
Oh,
up
really?
with that fucking vampire?
It's so
fucking
good.
funny. It is
It's so
hilarious.
good. It's satire, so it's very like
It's kind of like, do you ever see This is Spinal Tap?
This is Final Tap.
A Spinal Tap.
Final Tap. No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, really? Because it's done like a documentary. Like it's like
Mhm.
a documentary crew following them around. They're kind of awkward and New Zealandy. What we do in the shadows. This is Spinal Tap. You should definitely watch that too.
or like
it-
Flight of the Conchords.
Flight
It's a
of the
bit like that
Conchords?
too, I feel.
Yeah.
What is that? Is like a plane with vampires vampires inside?
No, it was
I'm
a
tired of these
show.
motherfucking vampires in this motherfucking plane.
Oh, it would be such a good movie. I would watch that.
Play
Oh,
with
Captain, I hope I get
vampires
Alucard.
But played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Worst miscast.
No, Flight of the Conchords is well, they started off as they're comedians, like they do songs.
Yeah.
And then they made a TV show.
Yeah, and it's basically them as a band and like what happens to them, but they're like just too like I don't know how to say it. They're like
awkward and New Zealand.
New
they're
Zealandy, and
Kiwis.
it just shows you like such a human perspective.
On vampires.
No, they're not
No.
vampire. Flight of the Conchords, they're not. They're
Not
just in New
vampires?
Zealand. There's normal
Yeah.
people in New Zealand. It's not all
Yeah.
vampires, so like they're just normal.
Oh, they don't just have vampires in New Zealand.
No. Well, they probably do.
They also have hobbits.
You guys believe
There's
in
so many
vampires?
hobbits.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. How
I don't
come?
think. I don't.
I would
How
love to
come?
be a vampire.
Yeah,
Why would
vampires
you
are-
love to be vampire?
You would never
What?
die. You would have super strength.
Yeah, but you can die
What
like by a
benefits?
sunburn.
Yeah, but I mean,
No, yeah, but it's like being a ginger, but next step.
it depends which vampire. Also, like,
But
Oh,
you
yeah?
know, like you gotta be one of those sexy vampires. You know,
yeah. What
I
about the Twilight
like
vampires?
Lestat.
They don't care about the sun.
Kind of,
you know?
That's
kind of
true.
remind me of Mike.
That is
One
dumb.
of Mike Ward's bit he's doing a lot on the podcast is going like the thing that doesn't work with vampires. It's like they're fucking old, but they have like all progressive ideas.
I
Like,
know.
None of
I
them is
know.
homophobic or racist.
That's a good bit.
It would be so fucking backwards if they really existed. Like,
Right.
That would make sense though. Like you have a fucking vampires who dates back from the 14th century,
yeah.
but like basically, it would make sense. Like it's did you guys saw that French movie called Les Visiteurs?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking dude! You should see it. It's a French movie where there's French knights from the Middle Age coming back in our time, and they see a black guy like being a postcard, male
Postman.
guy, postman. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you see him, and they think he's a fucking Saracen. So basically, like they try to kill him.
Oh shit.
Like,
They,
there's a guy running, Saracen, Saracen, and then he comes, he tries to kill him because he thinks he's Muslim.
because back, you know,
That was
back
the
in
Crusades. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
the Middle
yeah,
Age.
yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, but yeah,
So,
for sure, vampires wouldn't be as sexy. I don't think.
Yeah, so what do you do on your podcast except the fucking the quiz? Because I would imagine like once the quiz is done,
Mm.
It's like a 5 minute thing. It doesn't take too long to do a quiz, right?
You'd
They're
be
not very
surprised.
long episodes.
Yeah.
The whole
Also,
show
really milk
usually
it.
runs. Yeah, I feel like we usually run about 45 minutes.
45
So,
minutes?
yeah, like we chat for a bit, and then
Okay.
we do 2 quizzes. Like we do 1 quiz each,
Uh-huh.
and then chat for a couple minutes. And yeah, it runs about that.
And you watch the other one do the quizzes and you judge him, or
Well,
what's
we like administer the quizzes to each other.
So
You-
like let's
oh.
say like I'll be reading the questions to Tom and then
Yeah.
the answers and then he picks them and then we discuss like why would he pick that answer over this one and then like
Yeah.
we go
Yeah, I kind of feel stupid of not watching it because, like, I invite you to talk about the podcast, never fucking watch it. That's the most unprofessional thing I ever did since I started doing podcasts.
It's so funny. It's like if you want to learn all about quiz horrors, you should watch the Saturday afternoon podcast.
Exactly.
We're all
Like,
learning.
everything you
And
learn.
everyone else should watch it too.
Everyone else. All right.
Yeah.
So, what? Okay. So, how will you sell it to somebody that has no fucking clue what it is? Like, why will somebody watch it?
Because there's thrills, chills,
Mhm.
action, and adventure.
And we're huge whores for quizzes.
That's true. It's
We're
really
There's in all the
Super
stuff. There's all the stuff you said. There's only one that I actually believe.
which one was it?
Yeah, which
Like
one?
I was already ready to say that when you said we're both huge whores. So I was like, yeah, believe that quiz, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a useless ad.
But yeah, it's a funny and light podcast. So
Oh, I'm sure it is. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't go like into dark stuff and rapey stuff like just by doing podcasts. The quiz is like which
Yeah.
Game of Thrones character you are.
I mean, by mistake, I did that.
Oh,
I
yeah?
am so sorry.
Who are you in that?
What? It's
Who
just
are you
because
on
I don't know if you want to talk about it, Tom, or like you want to leave it off the.
I don't really care what you want to talk about. It's my podcast, so
You can if you want. It's
I'm
fine.
fucking with you. It's fine.
It's just because like there's this website called Queendom, right, where
Yeah.
they do quizzes, but their fucking questions are so fucking weird. It's like,
They
are you a
weird,
good
yeah.
roommate? And the question is like, do you wash your roommate's shower? It's like that's what you're asking me. The next question is, do you wear your roommate's clothes sometimes? I'm like, what? That's not.
Okay,
like-
so basically, you have a question. Are you a good roommate? Okay, so
Yeah.
you say yes or no, and there's do you watch your fucking roommate do fucking showers? It's like if you answer yes, the natural answer should be no, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a
Exactly.
way to figure out if you're a liar?
I don't.
Kind
I
of.
feel like I don't even. You would have to be so not self-aware to answer yes and still take the quiz because you're wondering if you're a good roommate.
If
or
you're a
not.
good
Am I a
roommate,
good
yeah.
roommate? You say yes, and then I watch the other person in the shower, then I take pictures and I send that over the internet.
Exactly.
You know, your roommate's boyfriend's over, but she's not here. Do you fuck him and all his friends?
That
Well,
was
yeah,
a
do
question
you-
that was
do you
that.
fuck
And I'm
him in a
like,
sleep?
No. No, it really is like
What will be
Yeah,
hilarious if you have that kind of quiz, but by the end of it, they send like an email to the closest police station.
yeah, it's
Pretty
the
much,
FBI
yeah.
comes knocking at your door right away.
Yeah, FBI, yeah, in Canada.
Well, I don't know.
The RCMP.
We've all been getting calls from the FBI.
Oh, true.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Like those Peters with Indian accent.
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
called
I've
that's
never
saying
had
that you
that.
owe tax money and that the FBI is ready to come at your door if you don't give them your social security number.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't pick
How do
up
you call that
any
in
number I
US?
don't recognize.
Yeah.
The IRS. Like you're in Canada, okay?
Yeah.
I'm French as fuck. Then I get a call. Hey, we the IRS. We saw that you didn't pay tax. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not American.
Yeah.
Do your research, you idiots.
Yeah, and when they have the right thing, like the Canadian Revenue Agency. Since I'm French, I'm like, yeah, can you serve me in French? And they're like, what? Why would you serve you in French? It's like, dude, in Canada, you're supposed to be able to serve me in French. We are a bilingual country. And they're like, what the fuck you're doing in my country, bro? And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Oh man.
But Thierry here, open up. What do you mean? What do you mean by open up?
Like they're at
spread
your
your butt.
door.
They are my door.
Spread your
CRA.
butt.
What is the fucking CRA?
It rhymes.
Yeah, open up.
Like, open up, spread your butt.
Spread your
Oh
butt.
no, it
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
rhyme at all.
I know. Am I not the only one who feels like I'm getting fucked by the CRA every year?
Yeah. Oh, the Canadian
Yeah,
revenue.
revenue
Yeah.
agency.
Fuck, I didn't make the link. Hey, thanks, Trick Drumming. Now I know about it.
I mean, I'm too poor to get fucked by them. So.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
If you don't do like over 18,000 per
Yeah.
year, you don't pay anything.
Yeah, if I don't do my taxes, nobody cares. Like they're not like, hey, you haven't done your taxes because they know that they're gonna owe me money. Like
Right.
I've learned that this year they're the one who owe me money. But what's fucking hilarious? It's like they owe me the same amount of money that I owe them last year.
this is
It's
just an
going back
exchange.
and forth.
It's like why do you fuckers even bother at this point?
Oh man.
Just
It's
moving
fucking
paper around.
crazy. How do you find it? Okay, so let's go back to your podcast. How do you
Mhm.
find any ideas like okay, which quiz you're gonna do this week?
We
We
just
we like hop onto the different quiz sites and scroll
Yeah.
through until we find one that tickles our fancy.
yeah.
Tickles your fancy. So
Yeah.
okay, what are the
Ba-do-ba-do.
criteria that will tickles your fancies?
Usually ones.
That's too much. That's deep throating my fancy.
You have like a fucking foot long cock there.
Okay, go on.
Joey does really good like physical comedy.
I should instead of just doing one-liners, I should like spend 5 minutes being like,
Just recreating a porn scene and then like the host comes back like that's it. That's your
Yeah.
That
that was his first and last time to my fucking open mic.
you get banned.
Usually,
Family prejudice.
I usually ones that I just think would be fun. Like some quizzes, just you look at them, you're like, well, there's not going to be anything like funny in there. There's not going to be anything entertaining in there. Like some of them, like the first one we did was like, what princess am I? Like that's hilarious. That is a hilarious premise.
Okay. So
I
okay,
was
what
desperate.
princess you are? That's interesting. I want to know about it. So, which ones do you guys get?
Which one were you again?
I forgot. I know you got Jasmine.
Yeah, I got Jasmine.
from Aladdin.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What
And,
did
what
I
did you
get?
Oh, were you Belle?
Oh, I wish. Let's go with
Yeah.
that. I'm Belle.
Belle.
We have to take that one again.
Sounds way too much like the perfect fucking match. Like because when you do those fucking quizzes, what's funny? It's like you never really get what you expected. When
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
exactly what you want, there's something that doesn't work with the quiz.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or like
let's
what
see.
some quizzes they just ask you straight up like which
Which
Which-
you think you are?
yeah, which one do you think you are? Or like the dog quiz, there was photos of dogs for each like option. Do you like to do
Yeah.
activities? Then there's a the photo of a golden retriever. It's like, do you like swimming? There's a photo of a Labrador. I'm
I
You know
find
what you guys should be doing? Like you invite Peter, but you do like a Dragon Ball Z the type of quiz.
that could be cool, yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
fun.
That'd be crazy.
Have like a guest on, have them do like the quiz of their choice.
Yeah.
Like
one
you
thing
invite
that
me, but it's
I-
like, which rapist do you think you are? Yeah.
Maybe you should make that quiz, Joey. Like if you wanna
Are you more?
because you know all the
Jeffrey Dahmer?
rapists. You're like deep in the rape culture.
Yeah, exactly. Like basically, it's like, okay, are you afraid of being rejected? And then if you do yes, you're automatically a Jeffrey Dahmer. Are you fancy like? Are you like a more outlandish spectacle type of guy, Rocco Magnotta?
Exactly.
Do
yeah.
you-
do you
like to
like
dress up?
Chinese takeout, Rocco Magnotta?
Oh shit.
Um,
Some of them I find are really easy to game. Like you really like the one you did last week.
Which
the
one?
Riverdale
Which
one.
you did last week?
The
Riv-
Riverdale. Yeah.
Riverdale. Oh fuck! I tried to listen to it with my girlfriend because I used to watch Archie stuff, And
Yeah.
I'm like, that has nothing to fucking do with Archie's.
It always makes me super horny. Like,
Because everyone's so sexy on that
it's
show.
too sexy.
Everyone's
Like, if I
so
watch
sexy.
5 in a row, like that's it. Like,
Sliding
Yeah,
out
I
their chair.
text my boyfriend. I'm like, send me a photo of yourself. Like, that's like, I can't.
So I stopped watching because I kind of realized what kind of fucking series it was. And
Yeah.
then like I saw like those fucking bikers, bad guys, no fucking scar on them. They all look
I
like
know.
Yeah.
model, and I'm like,
They're
no,
like
there's
all 20-year-old models.
yeah, exactly. Trying to pose
like
like they're
flawless
15 years old.
skin.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no, there's no fucking way.
No human trafficking at all.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Like why are they the bad guy, the badass? Like they sell drugs?
They're
No.
not. They're gonna help you recycle. Is
Yeah.
what they're gonna do.
and then they make Jughead like the king of the gang.
I'm like,
Fucking Jughead.
It's one of those shows you watch and it makes you feel angry of not doing any writing job. Like
Yeah.
you should,
You're right.
yeah, follow
not
your
good
dreams
enough,
because
Joey.
assholes that have that kind of stupid ideas like get all the jobs.
Yeah.
yeah.
So true.
So, which one of the quizzes that you really enjoy the most doing?
Which one have I enjoyed the most so far?
I
Ones
really
with
like
pretty
the
pictures.
Queendom quizzes because they're so weird.
They're
The
so-
what?
yeah, the Queen Dom.
The
It's a
Queen
Quizzes.
of okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They really they do set you up pretty easily for having fun with them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
because
I
they're
think-
so fucking weird.
Do you know anybody that gets way too serious with those fucking things?
With quizzes?
Yeah, like
Tom,
they take it way too seriously.
Tom.
What?
Really? Are you?
The first time that we talked, he was like, "Did you take the personality quiz?" And you wanted to know exactly what the answers I had, and you were comparing them to your answers.
Personality quizzes? The
Wait,
one
I-
like ENFTP and stuff.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
you're talking about like Myers
Oh,
Briggs.
it's fucking
Yeah,
good.
okay.
What
Yeah,
did, hey,
I'm
now I'm
into that
fucking
stuff.
curious. What did you guys get?
Oh, well, wait, you first. What's yours?
I don't remember. I got the green guy.
The green guy?
You're
Green
an
girl.
INFP.
Yeah. And I'm a
ENFP?
turbulent, not a whatever the other one.
I mean, I could have told you that.
ENFP. Are they the
No,
are
I
INFP? Oh, introvert. Okay.
Yeah. Introvert, intuitive, feeling, perceiving.
Let me
Oh.
go check. Check it.
I got ENTP,
NTP, which is
extroverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving.
okay.
I would be willing to bet that most people who are drawn to comedy are intuitives. Intuition is very much like the comedy
yeah.
Yeah.
function, because it's like drawing connections between things that you don't quite understand,
Yeah.
or thinkers maybe.
Okay. Usually, was it on the because there's a website that does it really well. I don't remember which one it is, but they kind of give you like a title to the type of personality you have, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
I got mediator.
mediator. Okay.
yeah.
You?
I like. Mine is the debater.
I that's funny because I had the same thing.
Oh, you got
Debater.
ENTP as well.
The debater, yeah,
Yeah.
like basically that, like at my old job, they were like, "Yeah, that's you. You're always arguing about stupid." shit."
You really
Yeah.
are. You really
Yeah,
are.
yeah, exactly. And it's like just for the fun of like making people cry with their stupid ideas. Not that,
Yeah.
not that I don't want to do it at that point, but I'm like, no, I just want to be an asshole.
Yeah, ENTPs have a reputation for that. They're for liking
being-
liking to argue as a sport.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's not even a personal thing. It's just ENTPs are really known for being like devil's advocates.
yeah.
Ah.
Like try to argue something that you should not argue about. Like,
Yeah,
like defending the right of pedophile just to be an asshole.
yeah, just because no one else is, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
we can't all agree on this. That's not.
Yeah, one of my friends did that because they were a debate about racism in his, I think it was high school, and that was a really retarded format because who the fuck in
Is
high
gonna-
school is gonna openly admit he's fucking racist? So my
Yeah,
friend
no
is like,
kidding.
you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to argue I'm a racist, and his argument was like, look, races should not mix because look at that. You have the other, like all this is white. That's the other race guy, all right? The thumbs doesn't go with, and all his argument was making was so fucking stupid that he was that was funny. Everybody was fucking dying of laughter because it was just like him saying stupid shit for like all the time he had.
Yeah. So your
Did you
friend's a
ever?
racist.
No,
Yeah.
my friend is whatever is gonna make people pissed off.
I mean, I would
see.
argue that everyone is racist. That was.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Avenue Q?
Yeah.
No.
Everyone's a little bit racist. It's a
You think
song in
everyone
Avenue
is a
Q.
little bit racist?
Oh, I don't think it. I know it with absolute fucking certainty. Everyone is racist. Yeah.
How do you figure that out?
Well, because everyone is human, and humans, part of being human is having a judgmental reaction to things that look different to what you're used to, things you don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not necessarily racism in the sense that you would compare your group with the other group. It's just
Well,
that's fucking weird.
you got to draw the distinction between
Yeah.
like actually acting on
Yeah.
things. Like people. Anyone who says like, no, I'm not racist, I've never thought a racist thought, that's because they've suppressed their racism.
Yeah.
And it's subconscious.
Yeah. In high school, I did a debate on dolphin hunting. I was pro. That's my boy. I love you, Alessandro. Yeah, but like people that say they never had like any racist thought, they never thought at all because everybody had at some point a fucking racist thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you, when was it?
like
What?
5 minutes
And
ago.
about which group?
All of them. No.
All of them, even the white.
No. I find as nowadays, especially the whites. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly,
the whites, you're white.
yeah, no, actually, I'm well, yes, but I'm indigenous.
Yeah,
I
but you do realize that for somebody that doesn't have that information, you
yeah,
fucking look
well,
white.
that's literally one of my bits. Is I'm just like, I tell people I'm indigenous. They're like, "Fuck you, you're white, you white piece of shit." But no, it's
White
true.
piece of shit. That was a bit too much, though.
I love that bit actually because that's so correct. Like that's so relatable with your because yeah.
Like, okay, when people say,
Yeah, I know
whites
that
are discriminated
your dad
against,
was black, so you're kind of like
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when I was a kid, people were like, "Oh, you're different. You're black. You're
Yeah.
native. Like, where
Yeah.
are you from?" Like, they would ask, like, people would stop me in the street to ask me. And now
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh no, you're white though. Like, why are you identifying with anything else? You're white." And it's like,
that's
yeah.
in
That-
my opinion, because like
kind of-
the kind of culture that we're living in, especially like the kind of culture that I think we run in.
yeah,
fucking
It
weird
is-
because during all the
yeah.
90s I've been like raised to thought that racism it wasn't good because you have to judge the individual and not like the group to which is part
Yeah.
of. And now as an adult I see that even people that like call themselves not racist or anti-racist, they're the one that thinks the most like a racist.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because
Well,
they just see the group.
See, that's the thing is it what happens is they end up projecting. That's what happens is they suppress
Oh, they're
their own
racist themselves
racism.
and they just call everybody out of being racist so we don't look
Yeah.
at them. Yeah, that's
It's not even, they don't even realize that that's what they're doing. It's actually they hate, they suppress because they hate the part of themselves that's racist, and so anyone who displays that trait,
yeah.
they project their hatred of themselves onto them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can.
This is why you're my friend. I like
Thank
you
you.
so much, Tom.
Thanks.
Yeah, I can see that because sometimes that kind of because the way they look at race is pretty much like people look at race back in the 19th century.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like the whole like I feel like we didn't make any progress. It's even worse than it was in the 90s and the 80s, and that was
Well,
fairly racist.
I mean, no.
But the way we look at racism. There's
It's
no
like
evolution.
different ways. It's different. Like people, it just changes what's acceptable, like in the public discourse.
But I'm
Yeah.
not
You know?
talking about what's acceptable in the public discourse. Is the way we look at race. Like back in the 19th centuries, like the white had that notion that we had the white guy burden to bring civilization around, and that's pretty much always the case with any hegemonic power that like
Yeah.
can dominate the world. So basically, they had that thing. Okay, do we keep our power for ourselves, or do we project civilization to other part of the world? That's our job, right? But I feel like on some part of the whole anti-racist movement, you have like that pyramid of like the whites are top. It's not good, and since the other group are victim, we have to help them out, or the white just yeah, that's kind. You see what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they still see the hierarchy like of white being on top, but they see it as an evil, except of being seeing it as being a wrong. But it's still group mentality because like my parents are not part of any fucking conspiracies to bring down the black people. They don't even talk to them. So
Yeah. Who is it? Louis C.K. had a really good bit about like the kind of like hierarchy where he was like,
yeah,
being white has been great in the past. I tell you where I don't
Yeah.
want to go, the future. Because we're not white people aren't we're not gonna go from number 1 to number 2. Like we're gonna pay for this shit.
yeah, and the problem also is like the whole movement created a new wave of far right.
Oh,
Because
totally.
yeah, because you adopt the views of far right people. You say, yeah, you were right, but that's not right that the white are on top. And now you have the far right that are like, well, you're right. There's a hierarchy, and I'm going to fight to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no fucking way out, man.
It really
I
isn't.
mean, we'll figure it out one day, but maybe like in 200 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta. This is the thing is people just want to build their whole ego around like identity and stuff, and you got to figure out that we're all human,
Yeah.
we're
When you
all
say you're
that.
indigenous, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you say I'm indigenous. So that I mean,
that's just because that's how I
does
was
that
raised.
matter to who you are?
In all honesty, no, not
There
really.
you go. It doesn't really
In
matter. I would have never guessed if you didn't tell me.
most people wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, even a native guy would have been like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Pretty much, yeah.
Another fucking Elizabeth Warren trying to chime in.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely that. That's a total thing, with people who identify as indigenous, but it's also um a matter of like I think you can identify as whatever you want because it's really more about like what culture you want to ascribe to, right? Like I was raised by indigenous people, so that's just
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
how I
on
think
a
of it.
reservation or outside of it?
No, we actually, funny story, not really, but my great 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 whatever grandfather
Yeah,
was the signatory, one of the signatories of Treaty 6. He was the first chief of the Michelle band,
yeah,
and we were one of only two bands to what was it called? uh, Enfranchisement. So basically,
yeah.
uh,
Mm.
back then you weren't allowed to leave the reserve without like permission from the Indian agent, and they didn't have the internet then. Like it wasn't easy to get. Like, you had to write fucking letters and stuff.
What?
So yeah, no, it was a
You have
whole
the
thing.
internet? You have to beg for it?
No. I mean, like to like 200 years ago,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
okay.
were on reserve,
Oh,
you
okay.
couldn't
Sorry,
leave.
You thought it
Yeah,
was now?
Fucking ADHD, fucking
yeah.
hit again. Sorry.
So like they were growing, they had tons of like food and eggs and stuff, but they couldn't
Yeah,
sell them at a market because they couldn't leave the reserve.
yeah.
And so basically the government came and were just like, hey, you guys, if you sign this thing that says you're no longer considered indigenous, you don't have any of the rights,
I see.
then we'll give you a piece of land and you can leave. So it was
Wow.
literally like, so they signed the treaty that created the reserve system, got this land, gave up the rights to all the other land in fucking Canada. And then later they signed a thing that says, okay, you get this tiny plot of land and you're Canadian now.
Yeah, the
Like it was
Indian law.
literally,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a fucking mess. But we were one of only two reserves that did that.
Hmm. Kind of remind me. I had a friend that was talking about it in one of his work, and they were that old white teacher that told him, "Don't call it Indian," but it's like, dude, that's the name of the fucking law. There's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, I can call it whatever you like, but at the end of the day, the official fucking thing, it's the Indian law.
Yeah.
And since you've grown up with like indigenous people and everything, what do you think about using the word Indians?
I prefer not to personally, just because I think it demonstrates like if I had my choice, I would change the name of that law because
Yeah, yeah,
it's just offensive in the way that even considering the indigenous people of Canada as like one people is
yeah.
ridiculous because it's like No, like we're
it's
Cree,
multiple
we're
nations with a lot of
Mohawk.
different
Yeah,
language and different
yeah,
tradition. Yeah, I know.
yeah. It would be like.
Back in my region, they call Montagnier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like
It's not north enough to be the Inus.
Yeah.
For those who doesn't know, but they're
didn't know
Montagnier. Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, like that would be like if a bunch of indigenous people instead had come to Europe and been like, "Oh, you guys are all."
My girlfriend is yelling at me. It's the
Fucking
same
British.
fucking thing as Inus.
I was just gonna say, like, because I lived in Shefferville. I lived in a native res for like 3 years, and they used the word this Montagnier and Innu is the same for them.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know that. I thought
it might
that
be
was
different in different reses. You know,
I don't know, but Inu's like they're not all the same also. So there's different like pocket of Inu's population. But yeah, to come back to the Indian word, because I've heard like some indigenous people prefer to be called Indians. You don't want to know why?
Why?
Because they don't like First Nation or like the native, because that kind of separate like the non-civilized to the civilized America. So but they prefer Indians because they say that it's a monument to white people's stupidity.
That is fair.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Yeah. So okay, so we're heading toward the 1 hour mark. So let's close it right now. So if we want to find you guys or watch your stuff or just say hello during your
YouTube, go on YouTube.
YouTube?
Victoria B. Or find us on a group on Facebook called the Quizz Whores. And then we just post everything on there. We post the quizzes. We post upcoming podcasts. So we also have an Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Called Quizz Whores.
Except it's Quizz WH_RES.
Fuck you! I know what you're doing. You make sure like whore is my responsibility for saying it.
Yeah, you're the one thinking about whores, not me. You don't know what I was trying to write.
Quiz
all of word
Quiz where?
Quiz where? Yeah, that could have been that actually. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the filthy minded.
Exactly.
All right, folks. So that Tom, is there any places we can find you? Do you have any comedy pages or anything?
Find me on Instagram at Tom_S_I_N.
Okay.
Or come and find me on Facebook, Thompson.
Yeah. All right. And that was it, guys. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe so we don't go fucking tired of doing his shit and go on a 2-week hiatus like I did. And, yeah. So tomorrow night we don't forget to tune in. Like that, the main event of the fucking week. It's the main show, the Mothership. It's a podcast with Lacey L, a singer, if I remember well. Yeah. I've heard a couple of our stuff. It's really, really good. So don't forget to tune in for that. And on Monday, we still do the Dirty Sanchez, the French thing. And you have, do you still have your own stuff, like the thing we do with Claudio?
Yeah, the Victoria and Claudio's movie trivia night.
Yeah.
So tune in for that. We're going to be doing Christopher Nolan this week.
Oh, nice shit. I might listen to it, but I can't make any promise.
That's okay.
But you fuckers, better tune in. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for being here, guys. And have a great one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
And go fuck yourselves.
Bye-bye.